My name's Eric Welander and welcome to Wendy Tech, a channel all about smart home tech in the Apple ecosystem. Today we're going to revisit an old topic and talk about a way that you can really step up your HomeKit automation game. So back before I started focusing my channel on smart home tech, I made a video on a review of the Philips Hue Dimmer Switch. And it's a great product, but one of the things that quickly gets overlooked is how you can actually use that to make a really cool HomeKit setup. Keep an eye on sales for them on Amazon. You can get them for, around 25, even less, $25 US or even less than that. So considering all the capabilities you get with these, especially if you already have other smart home accessories, I highly recommend keeping an eye on picking them up when you can. When you initially set up these switches, as I talked about in the previous video, you do it with the Philips Hue app. And once you do that, the switch will behave like any other dimmer switch where you have, on and off, and then you have buttons in the middle to adjust the brightness of the light bulbs that you tie it to, and you can do that inside of the Philips Hue app. If you've already integrated Philips Hue with your HomeKit setup, then you'll see that switch appear in HomeKit, and you'll be able to manage the switch in HomeKit instead of the Philips Hue app. So when you do that, you can long press on a particular switch and then go to settings, and then from there you have information about the battery level, of course, and some other stuff, but then you also have these controls here for what each of the button presses do. Now HomeKit treats these buttons as button 1, 2, 3, and 4 going from top to bottom. So from there you can go into any of the button presses and you can choose what actions you want it to perform. And I can then of course add and remove accessories or scenes from this. And if you notice, this is not limited to just my Philips Hue accessories. This is any accessory that I have in my entire home, not even just that specific room. So let's go ahead and take a look at how I've used these switches in our master bedroom. All right, so let me go ahead and go in here and show you what this looks like. So I have this main switch on the wall here. I can just go ahead and hit that, and that one button press turns on the lights, not only for this room. I have these two Philips Hue white bulbs grouped here as a group in HomeKit, an accessory group, but then it also turns on the closet lights. To give you an idea of some other ways that I've programmed this switch as well, if I go back here to the wall and then I hit the off button on the switch, that goes ahead and turns off the closet lights as well as the main living room light. And then if I hit the second from the top button, I can also actually, the beauty of these switches, take it off the wall and show you up close. So if I hit the second from the top button, that triggers the spots in here to 25% and then the closet light to 10%. So sort of like a dimmer, getting ready for bed, but the lights aren't completely off kind of set. Editor Eric here breaking in. I just realized something I forgot to say here, which it's really nice with these dimmer switches to not have to fiddle with getting it to the dim setting that you want. Oftentimes you really just want a dimmer to go to like 25% or 10%, like a specific percentage, and to not have to mess with the dials. So to be able to set these dimmers up where you can just hit one button and then get straight to a setting without having to mess with the dimmer is a really nice feature. Even dimmer than that, if I hit the second from the bottom or whatever, the one right above off, then it just turns that spot group to 10% and then the closet completely off. So again, these are ways that anybody can understand, oh, if I hit the on button and then these other two buttons, it leads to different corresponding levels of brightness in the lights. So you're still getting some of the behavior of a normal light switch, but you're getting a lot more flexibility in what accessories that light switch controls and how it controls it. And the beauty is that can span multiple rooms and multiple scene situations. Now I have everything turned on to 100% in here, and I also have a switch installed here in the closet. And this is programmed, well, it's in the same room in HomeKit, it's programmed differently than the switch out there. So if I go ahead and hit the off button in here, it just turns off the closet. It doesn't turn off all of the other stuff. But I can hit on and then it turns this light back to 100%. If I hit the second from the top button here, So just to clarify that one here. Then it turns this to a 50% dimming in the closet. And then my favorite for getting ready either late at night or early in the morning when my wife is off and sleeping, then I can hit the bottom, the second from the bottom one, and it just turns this bulb on at 10%. So if the other lights are off, it's a really great way to have these lights in here come on very dim, just enough to be able to see. Editor Eric coming in here again one more time. It's also really cool that in HomeKit you can set up the switch actions that are triggered by these switches to turn off automatically at a specific time limit. So for this closet switch, I have all of the actions set to automatically turn off after 10 minutes. So that way it ensures the closet light is never left on. Whenever you use that switch, whatever you do on that switch specifically, it'll turn it off, turn that light off after 10 minutes. Now, if you trigger something from the switch at the wall in the bedroom or any other kind of HomeKit automation, that's not going to turn off after 10 minutes. It's only stuff that's triggered from these actions on these switches. And then it's great when I actually just decide to leave the room, I can hit the one off button and all of those lights, both in the closet and the bedroom, all turn off together with that one switch press. Okay, now we're back here in the studio, and one other thing to add is that you don't have to use these switches as if they're dimmer switches. There are so many other accessories that are very expensive, very elaborate buttons to control all kinds of things with HomeKit, and so you could just change the labels, put stickers or something over the initial labels that are on the Philips Hue switch to give them different meanings, and then just tie it to different stuff in the HomeKit app. The other thing to keep in mind there too is that these magnetically secure to the wall. They don't secure by wires or anything, so you can put it on your wall, but you also don't have to. You could have this really just set down any number of places, or you could use the switch plate in any number of other creative ways, to secure one of these smart switches somewhere. Maybe even, screwing it on to the bottom of a table so that you could reach under a table, pull out the secret remote that then can trigger something, or just simply hit it from under the table. A lot of opportunity for flexibility and creativity with these switches. I think they're one of the most underrated HomeKit accessories. Let me know down in the comments below if you've used these kinds of switches in any creative ways, or if you have any other suggestions for other viewers of this, of ways they could use these switches. And also just give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. That really does help. Subscribe to this channel if you aren't already. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.